We're ready, and then afterwards we can just chit chat about everything. Then we get to know you a little better, I think.
Okay, everybody. Today I am on for another little chat with FooN. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I wasn't sure how to pronounce the name, to be honest. Okay, perfect.
Well,
going from the little name tags here on Zoom, I can actually see who is. So we have Matthias. You're that way on my screen. You might be we're completely else on the screen once I export this video, so that'll be interesting. Right now you're there. Then we have Alan and Olivia, right? Even though your name on here is iPhone, but
iPhone.
That's not your name.
Not good with the whole technology business here, but yeah, Olivia here.
First song I've listened to you guys of was The Compass, which is your recent release, but not the first thing you've released. So from what you've told me about the band, you've actually been around for a hot minute, and the only original member is you, Matthias, right? Like the very, very original member. So just to catch everyone a little bit, like catch them up on the band history, take us back to the very beginning. How did this whole project start out? How did we end up here?
Yeah, I mean, it started years ago when I actually just started playing guitar. I played Guitar Hero at first and thought, well, this is cool, but I want to play real guitar. So I picked up an old acoustic and just started, and it was horrible because I couldn't tune it. But I was just jamming along because I felt like a rock star. Later on, I got a tuner, got my first electric guitar, and after a few years, I was like, yes, I'm gonna get a band together. And I just took like a scoop of my friends saying, let's just make a band. And some of them couldn't even play. We're like, nope, doesn't matter. Let's have fun. Let's play. And then I just sort of been in a band forever, and people have come and gone. At some point, FooN came along, started getting real serious. And we've had a few changes over the years. For a long time, we were just a duo, me and a singer called Christine. And then we had hired guns every time we did live shows and in the studio for recordings. And then everybody else, both Olivia, Alan, and Nikolai, our drummer, they just sort of came in at a point where we said, okay, we need a drummer. Nikolai, are you available? He came in, did a show, and just stuck around, really. Same thing for Olivia, came in when we needed a singer, was there for, I think she played 2 shows as a hired gun, and then afterwards we're like, do you want to just stick around? Unfortunately, she did. I think Alan had the heavy job, being like, we were just about to go to the UK on tour. I just done a huge support job in Denmark. Then we were supposed to go to the UK, and then our bass player couldn't come along. So we were like, Alan, do you want to be our stand-in bass player in the UK? You want to come on tour? He was like, yes, sure. Yeah, and he did well. And then he just stuck around. Then our old bass player Simon said, well, I'm quitting. And we were like, okay, Alan, you're in. so it's sort of a thing that is sort of just like a beautiful family or friendship. It's never been auditions or come in and we'll see if you're good enough, or it's just people who've stuck around who fit both the band musically and also as friends and family.
Yeah, that's probably a huge thing. I think if you're in a band, and especially when you're out on the road, you have to be good mates. Otherwise, you're not going to survive it. If you constantly hate each other, then that's just not going to work.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Everybody can go together in a rehearsal space and play some songs. But when you're out on the road, and you've got to know that everybody has each other's backs.
But for you, Alan, like jumping on or like getting in with the band just before they went on tour, was that like your first tour, or did you like tour with other bands before that?
I actually have my own band with the drummer.
Oh wow!
So we've in that band he plays guitar instead. He's like a multi-talent. What an idiot! But we have had some tours in Denmark, but not as large a scale as in England. So when Matthias he asked me, I was like, please take me. So that was rad. It was really, really fun.
Yeah. I do have to ask you, like, Olivia, was that like, are you in multiple bands as well? It's just everybody here in multiple band projects, and this is like one of them.
Oh, I actually am only in FooN, but I did used to be like a backup singer, the whole in another band that our drummer actually also played in. He's in a lot of bands.
He does a lot of things.
So I did know Matthias through that band because he heard me do the backup. So when he called me and asked me if I could take the old singer's place, I was like, yeah, I would love to get in the spotlight.
Enough of the background, give me the spotlight.
Exactly. And it's been amazing. Like, it's been truly amazing. And I've felt so inspired, and it's been such a wonderful project to work on, and also with the whole writing music and writing your own songs. It's really been great. Like,
would you say that's like your favorite bit about being in the spotlight now, like having all the power over the inspiration as well, just getting in on everything?
Yeah, I actually think the thing that I love the most about like being in the spotlight is really just, it sounds really cliche, but it's to be with the guys and to be in the band. I think we are very, we're really a tight group. So there's never just like one person in the spotlight. We're really good to share the stage, and just to have amazing live shows. I think that's the favorite part of it all. Just having a really tight group of friends, and that you can experience all these amazing memories with. It's I think that's what I love the most.
I think it's really beautiful when a band is really a band and not a group of people that just want to be the star of the show, because that can sometimes be really annoying if people are just kind of battling each other on stage. Like, you can tell there are like too big egos on one stage, and that just kind of ruins the...
We only have one.
And it used to be me, but then Olivia sort
No, it's still you.
Get out of here.
It's still you, Todd.
I mean, I've always had this complex of really wanting to be in the spotlight, and I just give everything I have on stage. And for the most part, when Olivia was starting out, I would do all the talking between songs, but then slowly Olivia's been more confident on stage. I give more. I mean, I actually played a few shows without a microphone, which was crazy when we did the UK tour.
Was that like a difficult thing to adjust to, sharing a little more of the spotlight?
No. I mean, you're supposed so, but not really. I mean, I really like how we fit together as a band as well. It feels really, really natural, and I mean, I'm just happy about just being able to express myself through my guitar instead. Like,
dynamic wise, would you say there's like certain people in the band where you'd be like, oh yeah, definitely the dad in the band or something? Sometimes people have like these kind of roles. I don't know if that's like you guys.
Matthias is definitely the dad in the band.
Yeah.
Yeah. He really keeps everything in place when we're like...
He does.
Always know when to arrive where, what to bring, what to... Yeah, had these whole tour diary just printed out for everybody every time we go out. Like, here's when you need to be where. If you wander off, here's my phone number.
Yeah. You need to be on this bus, this airplane. This is your ticket. Okay, I can do this. Yeah.
I assume that's working out kind of well. I mean, they don't seem too annoyed. They're still here, so...
No, exactly.
Yeah, we haven't killed them yet, so it's working.
I think it's working really great. It's he's really good at the whole organizing, and he gets us like these amazing shows and concerts, and he got the whole UK tour established, and not established, but on its feet. I think that's what we say in Danish. I don't really know the saying in English though, but he really just like managed to get the whole thing in order, which was an amazing job, and I think we're all very proud of him and his skills on that front.
Aww. A little round of applause. I'm
so proud.
He's our fairy godfather.
So whenever they're like, "Oh, you're being really annoying about this," you can be like, "You said I was doing a good job." So just
Yeah, now it's on the record.
but
It's
yeah,
on the record.
especially for like smaller bands, like upcoming bands, it's definitely not easy booking tours abroad or like big shows or something. So what's your secret?
I think we just determined to just do it. I mean, when we got the opportunity to play in the UK, for example, it was just a one-off show. We had a contact, Dan Kirk from End Time Promotions. It was called Local Distortion back then, but he did these showcases, and we had been messaging him on Instagram for a long time because we were on some of his playlists, and he really liked our songs, and then a lot of the UK audience started to pick up on was our old song Mirror, and people started to love that one, and he was like, do you know what, you want to come over and play a show, and then maybe we can arrange a show in Copenhagen with one of the English bands. We were like, hell yeah, let's do it. And then instead of just saying, okay, then that's that, and then just let him do all the work, we were like, you know what, screw it, we're gonna go to the UK anyway, because of course we're gonna do that show, but why not expand? Why not make a whole tour of it? So we just started from square one, saying, okay, where do we play? How does the UK market work? Who can we play with? Where can we sleep? What buses should we get? So it was just about, I think, throw yourself into it and then build your wings on the way. I mean, jump into it and just try, because it took a lot of emails and a lot of long nights and a lot of phone calls to sort of figure out what's the right place, especially if you haven't been to a country before. It's really strange to saying, okay, we know how things work in Denmark, like booking a show, and then sort of in Denmark you just book a show and then you come up and you usually don't pay for the venue, and the bands share all their gear and you get food. And then we came to the UK, it was like, you got to pay for the venue, you got to pay to hire gear. The other bands are like, nope, don't touch our stuff. And
Yeah.
everybody is just like fighting to get paid instead of like having a good show. So it's also hard to sort of find the right bands to play with. And I think we got really lucky sometimes just getting into it and saying, hey, a band like Seasons we played with in London, who are our really good friends now. I think it was just at the right time, we just got these bands. So a little bit of luck, a little bit of hard work, and then just go for it. Never ever say no to playing a show. Just to go for it and do it.
That's how you grow, right? By just doing stuff, trying stuff, getting out there.
Exactly. And I mean,
True.
the UK market, you always get people saying it's so hard to break it, and I think maybe we've come a fair bit of the way. I mean, if you look at our Spotify stats, UK is the #1 country. Like half of our plays are from the UK at the moment.
I mean, you also recently landed yourself on Alex Plays Punk playlist, for example. I really, really like her playlist. And it was only like days after I actually heard your song, and suddenly that playlist popped up and your song as well. I was like, that, okay.
Yeah, that was so awesome. So
Everywhere.
awesome.
Yeah, it was really great. Like, that was amazing to get featured on her playlist. That was just like the biggest thing. Todd, he sent over a screenshot. He was like, oh, it's happening.
Yeah, because I've heard the show before. Just like, this is a good show to listen to, and actually to be on that was,
Yeah.
I mean, that was great. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's really something.
And I'm sure she gets like so many submissions. So something about the song must have struck a chord with her, and she'd be like, okay, need that on my show, like now.
We are very, very grateful for it. Very grateful.
Indeed we are.
Yeah. Big shout out to her.
Big shout out. And besides that, what were like I'm sure you had like a few cool moments where you're like, oh my God, is this actually happening? Like, what are other moments like that that come to mind?
I know Ellen keeps reminding me of this one because I was freaking out, and that was.
I know which one that is. That
do you want to tell the story?
I can do that. I can do that.
Okay, you tell it.
it was at the London tour. When we went to the first place that is called Hope and Anchor. It's an old pub where lots of famous band in their early days have played, and I think no one of us expected much, because we didn't know the UK audience, and we were like, who will come to see a band that they don't know, and how will this work? But there were so many people, and and Matthias, he was like, he went mental. So after we have played the show, it's like, this is amazing. There's so many people. That was amazing. Oh, good times. And he wasn't even drunk.
No, not yet.
That nobody would be there, that you would play like to, I don't know, 3 like elderly men and they're sipping on their pints and then
Yeah.
Precisely, because in Denmark we have like we have a lot of friend support, you know, and we write to people, come to a concert, and they bring friends and so on. So when you go to another country, when you don't know anything about the audience, you're like, will come, will it just be this sad old man in the corner with a pint? or will it just be a stray cat? Nobody knows. But that was amazing. Great audience and great people in England. That was really cool.
Yeah, UK crowds can be kind of fun as well. They're different from the ones in Germany, for example. Like usually when I go to shows, it's either Germany or the UK. So, oh wait, I think you all froze for a second. Okay, now you're back, I think.
We're back.
No, but the UK crowds are quite different to the German ones, for example. They totally have a different energy. I don't know if that's the same for like Denmark and the UK.
I think Denmark is a little bit more crazy because at at another concert on the tour in what was it? Cambridge? I think it was Cambridge.
Yeah.
There was this band that is called the Hot 1-2 who played the concert, and it was a very cool concert. Very good energy, and people were hyped. But then we took it to the next level because we thought this deserves more. So me, Matthias, and Matthias, whatever, and Nikolai took the decision that let's make the front singer crowd surf. So we just pulled him up. It was not the biggest guy, but we pulled him up in the air and just walked around with him in the air. And he was like, afterwards, like, you carried me around. You crowd surfed me. That's amazing. That was so funny. So I think we have a lot of good energy.
Yeah, that's so much fun though. Like, honestly, like hearing you guys talk about shows, that just makes me sad.
Oh, I really miss it too. Like, woo. Hopefully soon we can go back to concerts again and shows.
Didn't you guys even play like a festival or something shortly before lockdown, like last year happened?
Yeah. 3 days. 3 days before lockdown, we managed to close off Festival Rockfest at a sold out venue in Copenhagen with people from Denmark, from the UK. I mean, that was even more crowded than London. It was just like this huge sea of just faces and hands with doing devil horns, and I think it's one of the best shows we've ever played. We really just gave it everything we had, and people were just going mental. And then 3 days later, bam, lockdown.
Is there like one particular thing you each remember from that show? Like that show being the last pre-lockdown show, maybe that's like burned into your mind. You're like, that moment.
I remember this one moment just before I think we're going to play the Compass is like our closing song. I think we close with the Compass, and then we just take a pause and we just say thank you for tonight, and everybody are just hyped and having their beers up in the air and just like screaming. And we're like, thank you so much. This is da da da, and I just really remember that energy and to feel like the audience really to be there present. And there were so many people and like such a good energy and people were dancing and that was amazing. To think back on that. People could stand so close to each other. Oh my goodness.
Without masks and any restrictions.
Yeah.
Good times.
Just imagine if they had known that night that this would be the last song for like a year.
Oh.
Yeah, the last concert I went to was probably a week or something before we went into lockdown here in Germany. So that wasn't like too long before that either. A friend and I, we went to Cologne like super spontaneous because I was friends with I'm friends with one of the bands that played there, and they were like, "Oh, can you not come up to a show?" And Cologne's like 5 hours from here. I was like, I really should not, because I just went to London a week ago to see you guys. I need to work. And they were like,
Oh, wow.
Please come up. And we're like, okay, fine. So like 2 days before that, we decided, let's go to Cologne. Like, obviously we knew COVID was a thing and that it was like coming in close. We were like, it'll be fine. We'll be careful. It's not like a huge show. And the show was great and everything. We even went out for a couple beers after that, but already like at 2, we're like, oh, we're tired. Let's go to bed. And like thinking back to that now, I'm like, why?
Oh man.
The entire
old
fucks.
And for you, Matthias and Alan, any memories sticking around from that last night, that grand night?
I think one thing that stuck out from the show in particular was that we had a new acoustic song that we've been working on, and we had just played some really heavy songs before that, and then we just had these. It was like we had a 45-minute set, so about the 30-minute mark, we're like, let's bring out the acoustic guitar. It took a while to get it on because the sound guy was not that tall, so he couldn't see that I picked up the acoustic. But it was very magical that the whole crowd sort of just went silent and everybody was just listening for a while. And then as I strummed the last chord, the applause was just like massive, and everybody was like, that was the perfect moment to have like a slow song and then just bring the energy all the way back up. I think it was, we just had the set list at a perfect time, and the night was just at a perfect spot right there where everybody was, I guess they were just slightly drunk, everybody. So it was like, yes, slow song there. I think that was the first time we actually played the whole song live. We played like bits of it before, but that was the first time we played the whole thing, and it worked out. So we're going to record it at some point.
Yeah.
I remember that especially good because I'm not on that number. So I was like, okay, this is my break. I put the bass down, and then I went down to the crowd instead and had a beer and watched the show. That was kind of funny. But it's an amazing song.
Do you ever like do that on shows, like go into the crowd? Is that like a thing for you?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Matthias does it all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. I played solos on like bar stools and crowd surfing and on the floor and like behind the bar, and I went wireless in a very, very early stage of playing guitar because I was just constantly falling in my cable and like, nope, cut that out.
Never again.
No.
And the best part is you can like be on the stage playing, and then you look, I'm always on the left, so when I look to the right, it's like,
Where is he now?
Yeah.
where is he? Where's he gone? And then, who's that guy in the crowd? Oh, it's Matthias.
Yeah. Also, it's really funny to see whenever like if he does a solo and he jumps into the crowd, but not everyone sees that he's in the crowd yet. And then the solo starts and they're like, where is he coming from? Oh, he's over there. God. That's really great to see. Like from the stage, people are like, oh, what? Like, where is the sound coming from?
Like that Find Waldo game. I don't know if you know that. It's like this book of like a bunch of figures drawn, and there's this one guy with like a striped shirt, and it's like Find Waldo, and you need to spot him within this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. On Danish it's called FooN.
Where is he?
Exactly. It's exactly like that.
Yeah, instead of stripes, you just have to look for the hair.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, if you go to like a rock show, it's not that unusual to find.
No, that is true. That is true.
But I think it's so cool that you actually go into the crowd. I think like that can add such a different energy as well, because why stick to the stage if you can like move around? Like no, there's no rule as in stand on that stage, play your show, leave, goodbye.
No.
Yeah, it's really great I think it's also a really good way to interact with the audience. Like such a good way. They really become a part of the show.
Yeah, I mean, you've stolen a couple of beers during the years. Just like...
I have.
Oh, really?
I have.
There's things going around like, thank you, I'll have that.
I think it's
also,
more like I think it's more like the suitors who come like take a beer and let's chat afterwards.
Yeah.
They
I'm like, thank you.
Patience, like here for you.
You look thirsty. Thank you. I'll have a sip. You can have it back now. It's okay. Yeah.
Worked for them. Has that panned out for anyone? That here's your beer.
Oh, I think I've gotten a lot of friends in that way, but and a lot of really good people. You meet so many good people at the concerts. So, and if they buy me a beer, I'll go right down and buy them a beer after the show. I think that's a really good way to do it, and a really good way to interact with the possible fans or new friends. The whole environment of the rock community is just really close. Especially, I think I've experienced that here in Copenhagen. We've really met a lot of like amazing people and artists at our show. So it's always a pleasure to share a beer with them after.
Yeah, and just get to know people as well, because then you can just talk as people as well. And people will have generally similar mindsets, and with the music you basically already have this one interest you can talk about anyway, so it's just
Exactly. It's really amazing.
We definitely need all of that to return soon-ish. Let's say.
Fingers crossed,
Oh my
please,
goodness,
yeah.
yes.
For you guys, there's a prospect of playing some, like the same festival you basically played before lockdown, to play that again in September, right?
That's right. And yeah, last time we were headlining. Next time we're gonna play as I think we're on, as far as I know, we're on second to last on the last night. So we only have 30 minutes. So it's gonna be really hard, to the point, intense set list. And I think maybe it's gonna be the first show we're gonna do since lockdown. So it's gonna get everything we have. All the energy we've just been soaring up. It's going to be a really intense show. Yeah, and I mean, hopefully now people have heard the Compass, so they can sing along to that as well, which I think is going to. I hope it's going to be a great response live as well.
Yeah.
That song like picking up in comparison to the other songs you have out, because obviously you have the EP out, but does the Compass kind of hit different with people?
Yeah, it. I really. I think it really hits different. It's also we've all put in something of ourselves in the Compass. On the EP, it wasn't me who was like the writer of it, so I wasn't included in the whole writing process. So to be in that with the Compass has just given it this whole other feeling also for me, because I'm like, yes, I've been in this, I know this. I've sat with this with Matthias in my living room, being like, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. Oh, what about this? Oh no, but yeah, it was so definitely. And also I think we hit a sound that is really people are responding very well to. About you guys, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I obviously like it because it's the first number that I'm on. I can't relate that much to the other one, but personally, I think this one is way better. Not because the old one was bad, but
no shade at all.
No, I just also think that like the Compass, it was just more fresh. It was sort of, we wrote it quite quickly. It didn't take a lot of overthinking. I mean, we wrote the riff while on tour in Denmark. Came home, I sort of just picked things up on the guitar. Liv and I exchanged lyrics, and then all of a sudden we had a show. We're like, then we got to play this one, and we just sort of finished it, and then changed it a bit up in the studio. And it came out, and the response so far has been great from people. I think compared to the EP Titles Numbers, that just took, I mean, it took a year and a half from actually starting to record to releasing it. So you just sort of grow bored of those 4 songs at the time. And yeah, there was it's a long story, but there was a whole mix of where old singer Christine was singing on it. And then she left the band and wouldn't allow us to use the recordings. So we had to get Olivia in, and she just sort of tried to sing on top of an already mixed song. So her voice didn't fit in, and the melodies were not fitted. And yeah, in the end, it was just a mess, and nobody really cared much for that EP when it came out. While as a Compass, everybody was so hyped when it finally is coming out. We've tested it on tour, played it for people, and they respond really well to it. So let's put it on the record, and the response so far has been really great as well. So the next big thing is to see how people respond live now they know the song already.
I'm sure they'll love it even more because now they can sing along.
Yeah, but we hope so too.
Oh, that would be amazing to see people sing along. Oh my gosh.
What would you say are like some of like the cutest or like the nicest messages or stuff you've just been told by people about the Compass? Because I feel like a lot of times people sharing like their personal stories or like in that moment, this song, like, I don't know, boosted my morale or something. I think that is just always so nice to go with music.
I think I got a text message from one of my friends with like a screenshot that he was listening to the Compass. And he was like, "This is brightening my day. This is why I'm happy today. This is really helping me." And I was just like, "Oh, thank you." That was really special for me, actually. That was something.
I think the cute, like, so yeah, if you say the cutest one, I think the most touching message I got was my uncle on my father's side, who I haven't spoken to in a few years, not because we're not friends, but because we just sort of lost touch. He heard it and he wrote me a message like, "This is amazing." He was really into it. He said, "This is the future of Danish metal." And he was like, it's such a crime that I haven't seen you guys live yet. So I think we gotta play a show near him next time we go around Denmark. I think it's just, yeah, it means a lot when it comes from family as well.
Yeah, it does. I also got some sweet messages from my family, which is surprising because my family doesn't listen to rock that much. And they are more to old Danish music and have never been into all this hard rock metal stage thing. But I got a kind of sweet message, I think. It was like, got from my aunt who wrote, "This actually sounds good." I was like, "Actually sounds good? Well, thank you."
I mean,
hello.
Why are you so surprised?
Oh, goodness.
But your dad was at the Vesterbro Rockfest show, and he was very proud of you afterwards.
He was very proud and very drunk, but very proud. But damn, he was, holy moly, oh god.
Your dad can drink.
Yeah, but he liked the show.
He did, and we actually got this great picture from the concert where FooN always does a stage photo after each show where we take a selfie with the crowd. And this picture, we can see us in the front and my dad's hand on my shoulder with a big grin on his face.
Yeah.
Very proud moment.
I feel like especially if your parents or like your family, if they're not into this kind of music, it's still, I feel like when you're like, okay, I want to be in a band, I want to go on tour, I want to release songs, it's always like a little bit of a side eye as in like, are you sure? Are you
Is this really? Mm-hmm. No, I think my family has really been supportive. My brother, he also he plays guitar, and my father has always been into music too, and my mom, she's been singing also and playing music. So it came very, very natural for us to get involved, and they very natural, and they're always so supportive when I come home. "Oh, you have to listen to this demo I made." I'm like, yeah. So that's it's really great to have that support.
I think my parents were really happy I changed from playing like true metal to be more of a rock mainstream sound. But I just, my first guitar was this big black Explorer, and I was just chucking like Metallica and Dragon Force songs.
And they were like, that's maybe a little too much noise.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my dad grew up with AC/DC, and then they're both my parents like Volbeat a lot. But I mean, that's to the soft end of like heavy music.
Something that just popped up that you guys mentioned in one of your messages was that you very much also with the Compass want to go in the direction of like future of rock, like modern rock. Like, what does that mean to you guys?
I think the idea comes that a lot of rock musicians these days are like, well, it was better in the 80s, or there's not enough rock around, but there's a lot of rock music. I think we just entered sort of a new genre where a lot of bands are doing something that's more modern, and then all of the bands that keep to the old school formula, they're mad about, like things like backing tracks and keyboards and I don't think like tambourines and lots of layers of vocals. And no, that's forbidden if you're from the 80s or 90s. But take a look around, there's so much good music. I mean, bands like Siamese, Rivals, Normandy, I Prevail, Shinedown, they all do it and they all sound great and they're all in great shape. And we would love to be part of that scene and not be like leather and sunglasses and red scarves around our heads and big brown Les Paul guitars, because those days are kind of over.
Honestly, when did rock become like this stuck up, as in like people gatekeeping, being like, no, if you don't do this and this and this, it's not rock, like you can't do that.
Fuck that.
It's so true. That's so true.
So you've obviously just mentioned like a few bands that like are coming up in the scene or that are like really modern. What other bands would you say like pop into your head where like, oh, really love what they're doing, or like they're really changing up the sound of rock?
I think that this is also because I'm really obsessed with them right now. But Architects, they're doing like, they're like doing amazing right now. And they just released that orchestral version of Animals, and I was just blown away. I was like, oh, this is revolutionary. This is amazing. That was really something that that blew me away.
Yeah, the new Architects record came the same day as the Compass, and we listened to the Compass and then just Architects the whole day. Yeah, Architects doing really, really well.
It's an insane record. It's so good.
I must honestly admit, I've not listened to the record yet, and I should be very
Oh.
because in my head, I'm like, okay, this record, like I've heard so many good things about it, and I need to appreciate it. I need to sit down and I need to listen. Start it, I get to like the second or third song, and then something happens. I get an email, someone calls me.
Oh man.
I'm like, okay. And then I'm out of that zone, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it this weekend. I sit down again, and again something happens, and I'm like, if I maybe I should just lock myself in a room, throw out my phone, and just be like, I will listen right now, because I feel like I'm missing out on this big thing. Everyone's always like, oh, the album is so great, the album is so great, and I'm like, I haven't listened.
Oh gosh, really do that. Just see it as like work. You have to really close the door, put your headphones up, like I'm working now. I need this. So good. Like it's really amazing.
Find a good speaker and take a very, very long bath.
Oh, yeah.
That works too.
Like good speakers are just amazing. Like for example, I have pretty good speakers attached to my little like lovely record player here, and the bass, if I just turn it up loud enough, I can feel my entire room vibrate, and it's just like
oh nice.
My goodness.
There's like a rock concert setting on the sound system, and I use it every time. I'm like, yes, now we're talking. That's what I'm talking about.
I need this. Yes.
Yes, please.
Like, universe, please give me the compass and guide me to rock and roll.
Yeah.
True that.
Not there. So just to like tie, I feel like we could just like ramble on, but to tie this little chat section up for now a little bit, maybe give us a little heads up on what is your message to the world out there as FooN? Why should people listen to you guys?
Such a big question.
Yeah, that is a very, very big question.
Quality, great answers here.
Whew.
Okay, I can start. I think people should listen to FooN because we are ever evolving. We're really trying. We're not limiting ourselves to one genre. We're like playing with the sound, and we like to play with the genre of rock. And then I think also we're just like everyone. We're just a group of friends that love to play music. We love to listen to music and love to listen to rock and roll. And I hope that people can see us and can see some of themselves in us, because we're just really a tight group of friends who just love playing music.
Now let's see, gentlemen. Let's see
Oh.
if I can top that.
Oh, damn. That's a hard one to to build up on. Oh god. Damn. Holy moly.
You want to go ahead? Should I start on?
You should definitely start.
Okay, yeah. I think I'd say that people should listen, because before they know it, we are way into the future and something new is happening. So it's going to be an exciting road to follow, both for ourselves, but also as a fan of ours or friend. We're not going to stick to one place. We're going to move on, and we want to bring everybody along for the party.
Okay. I got something. Yeah, but you should definitely listen to us, because we also have a very, very good energy, and we can make your food meet your food. How do you say it? We can make your
Feet move.
Feet move. That was foot loose. No, but we have a great energy, and definitely if you see us live, we have an amazing audience that also brings a lot of good energy. So that I actually think is one of our keywords. It's very, very good energy.
Well, I'm sold. I shall come down to a show whenever I get a chance, definitely. And
you should definitely.
Following up on whatever you're putting out. Maybe one day you will make a return to this channel. Who knows?
That would be fun. And perhaps next time we can bring
We'll bring Nikolai along.
Yeah, what should we call him? The fat guy in the band.
Maybe the multi-talented would be more suitable.
The multi-talented, real dad body man.
Amazing. Well then, thank you so much for that. I hope everyone will check you guys out after this.
Thank you
so much for having us.
Thank you for having us.
We'll see you in Copenhagen or Germany or somewhere.
Hopefully.
Love that.